Hello.
Hi.
We're finally here for day
Finally
two.
Here. Day 2. Viewport. My name's Tristan Jung, joined by Albert Corsten
That's me.
and Alex Nestor.
Yep. We're all here. The gang got up.
We got back a little late because we were at music trivia, as we try to go to every year. But we're here to see what happened on day 2 of PAX. Now, day 2 was a little bit different. We ended up splitting up today.
For the morning.
For the morning.
Man, I've been awake for what? 19 hours.
19 hours. Hey! That's a great name. 69 alcoholic semen puke 69. Is that high upstairs?
That probably is.
It probably
Nice. I like that
high.
name.
That's a
I
great
don't know.
name.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Thanks for joining us. We got a lot of pictures. We got a lot of videos ready.
Can you tilt the screen up a bit?
But
Viewing. There you go. That's good.
since Albert and I and Alex did not
Okay.
go together in the morning, why don't you kind of give us a rundown of what you did?
You want to put a picture up?
There's no pictures. I don't have any pictures
well,
of you.
You can just put a picture up.
Okay, I can just put a picture up.
This is like the morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Bustle.
There's a picture.
The morning bustle.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So I woke up really early. I woke up at 5:45 in the morning. I got to the convention center about. I got in line at about 6:50, 6:45ish, and I had one goal in mind, and it was to play Smash. To smash.
When a boy needs to smash,
Yes,
he goes to every limit.
and as an added bonus, I got to play Mario Party as well. But random story, there's a guy playing Naruto for 3 hours in the line. What are you doing right now?
Just keep going.
Okay, there's a guy playing Naruto. Can you read that? I can't read that. That's too far away.
No, it's okay. It probably doesn't need to be read.
Okay.
Also, actually, I think you might need to restart the story. I'm
Why?
so sorry, because I forgot to start recording.
Are you sure about that?
Oh no, it's recording. Never mind.
All right, we're good then. So yeah, I played Smash after waiting in line for it to open for 3 hours, and I barely got in the line, and it's pretty good. I like it. It's a lot faster than the older ones, and I won, which makes me help like it more. And Mario Party is pretty good too. We got to play like a meat flippy game. It was in the trailer. Yeah, you flip some Wagyu beef.
So is this like moving the Joy-Cons around?
Yeah, it was all motion control.
Yeah, okay.
All the games were motion control. And I've done something I've never done since I got my Switch. She's like, please put on your Joy-Con straps
boy.
to make sure you don't throw the Joy-Cons.
We're turning to 11 right now.
Exactly. So that happened, and then yeah, Nintendo was good.
Tell me about Smash. What are we talking about? Is there any secret text you've learned?
Secret attacks.
Text.
Text. I mean, honestly, it was a 4-player free for all. So
Alright, so shit was just happening.
yeah, pretty much. And I won because I played Ganon the Manon, and he's the king of evil. They changed his up attack, his up smash.
Oh yeah?
So in Smash 4, like if he's standing like this, he kicks up. I don't know if they can see this. Like he kicks up, like launching in the air. Now he just grabs a sword and just kind of like.
Oh, he uses his sword now.
Yeah, he has a sword now.
After all these years.
He's back to N64 model, so he just swings his sword, so it's like an arc attack. And then,
Was that you?
What?
On the chat?
What chat? No.
Oh, okay.
I
Alright.
should no cutie.
Okay,
Didn't see
I banned whoever that was.
he might make more accounts, man.
He may.
He's a loyal viewer if he makes another account to watch us.
One guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one guy.
There's some nice racial slurs in the chat.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was okay.
We're good.
Was that it? Was that all you did? Wasn't there a second game you
There was a
played?
second game I played, and there are no words to describe this game.
A bit of the belle of the ball, you could say.
I mean, you might even call it an Untitled Goose Game. I wanna want on 3.
Right in here.
Yeah,
Right in
one,
here.
2, 3.
Wah.
All right. So this game, you play a goose, and your job is to ruin people's lives, which is pretty much what goose do in real life. Geese. Gooses. Goosei. And I played for, it's a 10-minute long demo. I played for 5 minutes, and I broke the game, which was interesting. And there's like a gate that you need the guy to open. There's a farmer, and you're trying to ruin his day. A gardener, I guess. And so, if you turn on the sprinkler outside, the faucet, he'll open the gate for you, and turn off the sprinkler so then you can get inside the garden. And then there's an objective to steal his key. So I stole his key. He was inside the garden. He went back inside, and I accidentally closed the door of the gate. And I needed, the rest of the objectives were in the garden, but I couldn't get back in the garden because he couldn't unlock the gate because I took this key. But I would drop the key at the gate, so he would try to pick it. Like above his head, there's a cloud that's like, I need a key. And then he would try to grab the key, but he couldn't get it. Or he would be stupid to pick it up. So I got stuck for 5 minutes, and then the demo just kind of ended because he couldn't open the gate for me again. And I told the guy there, the guy running the booth, but he's like, man, I'm here for Firewatch. Because they had 2 games at the same booth because it's a publisher's booth. He's like, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how. So I ran around for about 3 minutes just going, wah, 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 wah.
As you should.
As I should have.
The main draw of the game.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I wasn't up. There's like a couple switches you can play it on. There's a PS4 with a big TV that everyone can watch you play it on. And I was really glad I wasn't on that. Otherwise, they're like, what is this guy doing?
You might have gotten a second chance if you were on the big screen.
No, they weren't paying. They weren't even paying attention that much. They're like, they had 2 switches, and one would be open, and they wouldn't notice for about 5 minutes that the person was done playing already. Like the person already left. And then they're like, oh, next person in line. Like 5 minutes later, it was kind of weird. But there was only like 3 people at the booth, 2 people at the booth, so, and 2 of them were manning the merch, so. Yeah, that was
Good morning. It was a good morning.
It was a great morning. Two highly anticipated games of mine.
Do you have the no goose badge here, or is it
It's
upstairs?
up there.
Okay, well, that's too
But I guess I will give some insight, minor insight. So they had a PS4 and they had it on Switch. The PS4 seemed to run at 60 FPS. The Switch seemed to run at 30. It was definitely sub 60 FPS. So I don't know if that will. If you need a goose on the go, get it for Switch. But otherwise, I would say pick it up for console or PC probably.
Switch is a console, I think.
I mean,
The world's most mobile console.
exactly. Why
see.
Phil Spencer marketing for Nintendo? All right, we got pictures now.
Yeah, while that was happening, Alex and I took 3 more hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We woke up. We casually made our way to the convention center. And we have some pictures, and we even have video today of what we were doing. We had a couple of appointments lined up. So here we are. This is us entering the annex. There weren't too many people this year, actually.
Because it's all Fortnite in there.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make the little thing at the top show up. There we go. We basically dodged that today.
What is that?
We
What am I looking at?
accidentally skipped half the line. Yeah.
Hey.
We were like really lost, basically.
Enforcer told us it was the end of the line,
Yeah.
so we just went in there.
But it turns out it was not the end of the line. It was like maybe the quarter point. And by the time we got in, I think the first
Yeah,
booth
we actually
hit
hit a Maplestory too.
Maplestory 2, because I really wanted this thing you put on your phone here.
It's a pop socket.
Yeah, well, it's not a pop socket. It's like a
So
it's like a ring thing.
What did you get?
I got the.
I got the same one.
Yeah, it's
Pink
so
bean.
cute.
Pick Beeb?
Pink bean.
And then,
Pink Bean.
I think Alex got the same one. as
Yeah,
well.
I chose the cat.
Yeah, I wanted the penguin, but the lady there was very, very
I
angry
wanted
at
the
us.
slime, but they ran out.
They ran out a bunch of
I
stuff.
know.
Yeah. People were loving Maplestory. Just, they wanted all the merch.
Did you all play on a laptop like that?
Yeah, they only
Yes.
had Razor blades. Well, I don't know if they're called
Yeah,
anymore.
Razor blades.
What did you think about Maplestory?
To be honest with you, I think Maplestory 1's a lot more appealing to me if I were to actually play one of these kind of grindy MMOs. Maplestory 2 felt kind of like one of those general 3D Unity games where it's just a lot of really shoddy kind of work, but...
Shoddy work.
Yeah,
Nexon.
they had a
and
mini
shoddy.
game, but the mini game was just kind of running from point A to B, and you kind of could mess with other players while doing it, but I don't know.
I thought the minigame was more fun than the actual RPG demo they had.
Mm-hmm.
The RPG demo was not really a demo. They kind of threw you in an open world. You were like completely overpowered.
Oh.
You were like level 50 and the enemies
Journalist
there
mode.
were like level 1.
Oh.
They don't even attack you. And you didn't have any quests to do. Our Chromecast died. Yeah, I honestly did not enjoy it that much. I think the ring thing
You did
was
it just for the loot.
Yeah, I mean at this point, basically.
Hey, you know what? That's worth it at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after that, I think there's Alex.
There
Yeah.
Playing,
Look how fashionable.
Extremely focused.
Look how fashionable.
Look at this man right here. The 1 year off. 1 year on.
He needs to hear the real world.
I think he was there with his girlfriend.
Okay.
There's Alex here. Oh, look at that.
Oh, man.
Where are you?
This is
oh, that's the throne picture.
Yeah.
Or I am the Black Mage, the Dark Lord of, I guess, this universe.
This is we had like a kind of yin and yang type of concept because our next photo was red.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he got me in 2 shades.
There's also a little. If you look on that,
Oh, man.
on that red picture, in the background. What is that?
We have Razer. Razer
In the
sponsored
top
us.
left.
Yeah.
Top left. More to the right.
Right here.
More to the right. More to the right. To the left.
That's a
To the.
this thing.
Yes, that thing.
That's foreshadowing. That's what they call
Yeah.
it.
That's what they call foreshadowing.
Uh,
That's cute. That kind of
I
looks
met
like
some cute things.
that looks like the Puyo Yunyan thing from Overwatch.
I think this is the slime.
It's a slime.
It looks like the little thing from Overwatch.
I know what you're talking about. I forget its name.
Yeah. Punchum. No, that's completely different.
And then there were, oh, this is when I was fooling around with the camera. Oh. Oh.
This
So
is
the
where
slime, after a few
immersion
hours, it had to kind of be put away for a little bit, so we saw it in action.
Oh no!
Goodbye, slime.
Expert.
Yeah, exile.
EXP-ert.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. A slime went in, but a human came out.
A man
Oh.
came out. A grown man with full beard.
That's
That's just
there's some
awkward.
science going on.
There's some-
there.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to see what's in there.
Some
for me.
alchemy, you might even say.
There's taxis in this game.
Is that a taxi?
It says call taxi. I was really confused, so I just
Yeah,
snapped
I just kind of assumed that's
What-
like a quick travel function.
I
but
was scared
used
to
it?
no, I didn't.
I-
No, that was on my
I didn't
screen.
want to touch anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex
That's
again.
hardcore.
Alex again.
You're playing Maple. Imagine there's a guy on a laptop. He has a Razer Man of War on his headset. He's just Razer Blade, like one of the most powerful gaming laptops on the market. and you just see him in like the coffee shop, and you're like, ooh, that guy's
He's serious.
He's like playing Overwatch or something.
Yeah.
You go around. And he's like, what are you playing?
Maplestory.
He's like, bro, I'm playing Maplestory too.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
He's slicing down hordes of mushrooms. That's all he's doing.
Oh man.
There were a lot of very passionate gamers at that booth.
Oh yeah, there was
Let me
a
tell you that.
reason.
Nostalgia
Nexon
is
brought it
strong.
Yeah. And then we were kind of rounding it off with this cat thing. Wearing some headphones.
Is that a cat?
That is not how you wear headphones, by the way. Your headphones have to go on your ears.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
That's in a lot of like animation things.
Yeah.
Cats or animals with ears always wear headphones.
can't wear
like
it.
like Arthur, the old
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
He wears earmuffs like this
On
the
his
side of
cheeks,
his head,
on
though-
his cheeks.
Even though his
Yeah.
ears are up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want that uncanny valley.
That's me not knowing how to take photos.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
And then
That's the champ.
yeah, we swung by the Bamco booth because yesterday we were like, hey, we want Alex wants to play Ace Combat,
Mhm.
and it was quite full. So Christine at the Bamco booth was nice enough to kind of let us in. But before that happened, there were some real top-notch YouTube personalities there, kind of giving us a one-up. What were your thoughts on this man?
Can you zoom in on that belt? Can we get a...
He was full of
Play-by-play on
energy.
that.
Is all I can say. Is
You zoomed in on the... On that, oh god!
Right
I thought you were looking at the right. The person
Right here?
Go back. The person in the back too is just like.
Right here?
Okay, no, go back to the belt.
Okay. He has a zoom, by the way. Same, not the same one that we have.
What does that say?
God first.
Hot 97.
Hot 97.
Does anyone know what that? Logitech. It says Logitech. Okay.
Is he
no, there
from
we go.
a radio?
There we go. Hip hop gamer.
Hip hop gamer.
We got him.
All right. Not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored. Nothing we do here is sponsored.
Came
Go
to-
ahead, Alex.
Stop.
Basically, he was full of energy. He
Stop.
eventually just took off his hat, gave the chain to the person he was interviewing, and then they went on their merry ways talking about the game in some fashion. I couldn't really hear what they were saying, but there was a lot of excitement.
To be fair, this man also had a lot of energy.
Oh yeah, he was completely playing it up, like he was completely into what he was doing. Prop to him.
Yeah, props
Alright,
to Banco Man.
Let's
But
the
yeah,
real talk, the
let's get the
game.
real talk. Alex got to sit down,
Stare at a black screen.
Stare at a black screen while I kind of try to figure this out. Give me a second. This is unprofessional, but I just completely lost the video.
Scuffed.
Uh,
Watch where you open.
oh, you know why I lost the video? Because it's on the camera and I disconnected it.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh well. So no video today, I guess. How'd you like the game?
It was actually pretty fun. From what I remembered from the 360 version, Ace Combat 6, 7 makes it feel like you're moving way faster than what I remember ever doing.
the plane is moving faster.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're trying to shoot ground targets, it feels like the ground's coming at you way faster than I ever remember it feeling.
Hard mode.
I chose the F-14D with long-range anti-air missiles, but in hindsight, that was probably the worst choice I could have possibly done for this mission, because everything seemed to be like AA emplacements on the ground. So I just kind of had to slow down and machine gun them or use
Sounds horrible.
unguided missiles. So to say it was a struggle is the least of the words that could be used.
As everyone's watching you up there. Why did
I mean,
this
they couldn't
guy-
see his screen, so
why,
to them,
Why did this guy bring anti-air missiles?
to
Hey,
them,
you
he
know.
was an expert
Mhm.
because all people saw was this guy right here. Look at that.
Mhm.
You should have brought like a fighter pilot's helmet.
Yeah, exactly. Could have been from Top Gun. Where's my goose?
You should have brought Tom Cruise with you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Next year.
it was a pretty enjoyable game. It was a fairly short demo. It just kind of kicks you out after a little bit. Usually Ace Combat missions do take a bit longer, unless you know exactly what the objective is when it's going to spawn in.
Did you know there was a tunnel on that map?
There is a tunnel.
And you fly through the tunnel.
Oh man.
You get extra points.
Your coworkers be like, "Whoa, you're a wild man."
Oh man.
I saw that on a demo of this.
on a
level.
professional stream.
Mm-hmm.
Professional
It
demo.
was a Square Enix produced video, but they're like,
Square
"Whoa,
Enix?
this guy's crazy." Or
Damco.
Bamco. Yeah, sorry.
Did the chair move? It
No.
didn't, right?
No, not
Okay.
at all. No.
You wanted to move. Would
no.
you play this game in VR?
I would like to play it in VR,
That'd
at
be
least
so
try
cool,
it,
like,
but I
looking
think I
around.
would also just puke if I played it in VR.
That's all the fun of VR.
Mhm.
Wait, is this video here? Is this?
I don't think it
Oh,
works.
no. Okay. Pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, any final thoughts about Ace Combat 7? Ace Combat 4?
Ace Combat, whatever this is.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. It seems pretty solid to me from what I played of it. So yeah.
Revival of a franchise, man.
Yeah, it's been apparently forever since the last numbered Ace Combat game.
Mm-hmm.
They did a weird one between that had like helicopters and stuff. That one was a little bit weird, but we're back to the standard Ace Combat formula, and I think it's gonna be pretty good when we actually see it come out.
This is a year of revivals.
Yeah, what
We've
else
got
do we
like
have?
Soul Calibur,
Mm-hmm.
got Ace Combat, all sorts of blast.
Devil May Cry?
Devil May
Devil May
Cry,
Cry is
yeah.
back.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2. Super Smash.
What's going on over there?
What's going on?
On the left?
On the left.
Chat.
Chat? Is there anything you
Was there a booth for Days Gone?
There was not.
There was not a booth for Days Gone.
No, there
No.
actually isn't.
What is Days Gone? Is that new zombie game from Sony?
Yes. It's by the people who did. It's evading my mind.
We play video games, don't worry. It's an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment. No, I believe Days Gone was not there.
No, Sony only pretty much has Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
right now because it's coming out this month.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, things we saw at the E3 showcase, like Death Stranding, I don't even think is playable. It wasn't even playable at E3.
Nope.
And then
They had a lot of VR. Usually when Sony comes to PAX, I would say the bulk of their showcase is VR.
yeah,
Because they have a huge booth, and if you go behind the booth, they have like, I would say 6 or 7 stations.
Yeah.
And you have to make an
It might
appointment.
even be more. It's like 10 stations back there.
It's a lot.
Mhm. For main show floor games, the only major ones I remember are Spider-Man and then some Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
3.
Here's the whole list. They have Divinity 2, Dreams, Falcon Age, my personal favorite, FIFA 19, Heaven's Vault, Hong Kong Massacre, Kingdom Hearts 3, Luna, Mark of the Ninja Remastered, Spider-Man, Moment of Sorrow, Spelunky 2, Spyro, Sunless Sea, Tetris Effect, The Forest, The Gardens Between, and Trover Saves the Universe. How many do you know out of all those?
I don't like half of them.
Okay.
A lot of them are VR games. But
And DJ Downstuff also asks, what VR games are they pushing? Tetris Effect. I mean, one game had one booth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they were pushing anything per se.
it's more pushing just PSVR in general as a
Mhm.
concept is what they kind of want to put out there.
Yeah. We did not make an appointment this year because I think, was it 2 years ago I did it?
Yeah, you did it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, it honestly wasn't that great. Even if you have an appointment, you can't like kind of pick the games you want to play. They just kind of sit you in a random one. And
honestly, a lot of these games are already out for
yes,
PSVR.
Tetris Effect is out. Beat Saber has been out for a while.
I think the reason they do it is they want people to be like, hey, because people don't want to invest in PSVR just like they've never played it.
Mm-hmm.
So they get people an opportunity to play it, and then they pick it up, tell their friends, hey, PSVR is awesome.
I would say for PAX, we usually try to avoid Microsoft and Sony just because they're so big, and it's very hard to play the game you want to.
Yeah, they have 15 games at their booth, and there's, for the smaller games, for 10 of the games, let's say, there's only one little station for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then for 5 games, or for maybe 2 of the last 5 games, there's like 6 booths for it, and then the other 3 have maybe 3 or 4 booths.
Yep.
So it's kind of eh. And the games that they show are sometimes multi-plat.
Yep.
So you can kind of play them at either booth or even at the publisher directly. So like Square Enix had one booth of Kingdom Hearts at Microsoft, a couple booths at Sony, and then the bulk of the booths were at the Square Enix booth. So
Yep.
like Kingdom Hearts was at all 3 places, which kind of resembled their E3, where the Kingdom Hearts was at every single E3 press conference.
Alright, I don't want to be stuck here too much,
Yeah.
so let's keep going. After the Bamco booth, we headed over to our favorite publishers.
Yep, Sega and Atlas.
Sega Atlas. We were able to hop in. Alex got to play some Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight.
Yeah.
How's that?
I'm actually a big fan of these dancing games. I love the Persona music by Shoji Meguro. So I always enjoyed this. The interface is a little bit weird to get into at first. And standing so close to the TV, it's not quite conducive to do this kind of UI. It would be preferable if I were standing further back, but I was not allowed such space, so I made do. But yeah, it plays exactly like Persona 4 Dancing All Night did on the Vita and PS3, so if you like those, you're gonna like this game. If you didn't like them, well,
probably
you're
not.
probably still not gonna like these 2 games.
You're rocking the razors again, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's,
they're pushing themselves around. They can advertise a little bit.
Razor
get
had a
those
giant
sponsors.
booth that was just blasting music, like very loud music.
Yep. That's all they did all day.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a close-up shot.
Mhm.
Some good candid shots right here.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that guy.
And then Atlas Sega had a couple more games. They brought Valkyria Chronicles 4, Sega Sonic Racing, and the game we got to try out was
Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise.
Yeah, look at that. Look
Yep.
at that, man.
That's a large man. Look at his pecs. Those are huge.
Yeah, so
They're
the
all
demo was
big.
basically a boss, well, like a prelude to a boss fight for Uthgir, apparently in like the city of Cassandra or something. And yeah, you just smacked around a bunch of lieutenants and other lesser lackeys. Notably from the Yakuza series, this game is actually pretty brutal in the combat. When you kill people, they just like explode in blood. There is a setting, funnily enough, to lower the amount of gore, but I feel since it is a Fist of the North Star game, you probably don't want to do that.
When Alex was starting the game, and I was like recording beside him, right? And on the menu it said lower blood effects, and I was like, is that a difficulty thing? Like, what is up with that? But no, it was like literally how much blood do you want on the screen?
But yeah, it's kind of interesting because in the combat they actually threw a lot of timing sensitive actions into the combat of Yakuza, so it actually became a bit more difficult to play.
My favorite part is the bottom where it's "You are already dead."
Yeah, and I guess a big thing to mention is this game does have an fully English dub coming, so look forward to that if you like hearing English dubs of games.
Which probably a lot of people do.
Yeah, there's a big fan base for it.
Let me know. Are you gonna review it? Are we gonna review it? Do you want to review it?
Yeah, I'll review it, sure. I like these games. I like the style of combat.
Wait, go to the picture like 3 things from now.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'll let Alex finish his thought first, and then we'll go into the combat.
I love the Yakuza games. The mini games are always hilarious and a lot of entertainment value to them. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this game when it comes out.
Who is that guy, by the way?
That's Uthgir.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. 'Cause I don't remember him from the main anime, so.
And we were actually green screening the whole game. Like Alex
Yeah.
wasn't playing. We just took some pictures of him.
okay.
From
I got a
blank
confession. I'm always just looking at black screens.
screen. And we got to try some mini games.
So the first mini game I got to try was I guess batting, as you could call it, but it's Kenshiro's version of batting, where he uses a girder instead. And when you start it up, he's just like, I guess I don't even need to use my fists. And so you have bandits arriving at you with motorcycles, and you hit them with the girder. The timing is actually insanely hard for this mini game, or at least for me.
You got perfect on the first time,
Yeah,
man.
when I perfect first try, and then a lot of misses, and then some I could get, but yeah, they throw some curveballs. Sometimes they'll jump before they get right to you.
Yeah.
So it's not as simple as
Ooh.
just aiming right at them and then hitting them at the right time. It's also accounting for if they're gonna jump or not.
The Japanese know how to make a baseball minigame, okay?
Oh yeah.
They love baseball.
Mhm.
It was hilarious though, because I was like taking B-roll footage, and I didn't realize what was happening. And as soon as he picked up the girder, I was like, okay, girder is fine. I can keep that contained. And then like the bikers started coming, and I started laughing. I was like, yeah, I mean, you'll see it in the B-roll later, but yeah, it was shaking a lot. And there was a second minigame.
Oh yeah. Well, second set of mini games really
Yeah.
is where Kenshiro has found in some manner he's now a bartender, so he has to do various mini games like this one where I'm vigorously shaking the controller sideways to shake the drink, get it fully shaked or shook, I
Yeah,
guess.
you gotta go like this.
Yep.
You gotta
Shuka, shuka,
kind of
shuka.
rotate it too a little bit.
I wanna
Definitely like that.
show off how happy Alex is in this photo. Look.
Well, I was enjoying
Look at this
myself
one.
immensely doing
Right.
this.
He's like,
These were the most fun mini games I've played in a while.
the guy, is that a guy or is it, I can't, the person behind you is not as,
Not as
No, that was Valkyria
That's
Chronicles.
Valkyria
Oh,
Chronicles
that's
4,
a-
so they were
a
probably
somber
they were
tone.
reading some tutorials probably.
Um,
That's a burger.
yeah, I think that wrapped up Sega Atlas. I mean, Alex already reviewed Valkyria Chronicles 4, so we didn't want to kind of
Touch
waste
upon
our
that one,
time,
yeah.
waste their time. Sega Sonic Racing had a different line. It was kind of part of the same booth, but it was kind of far away.
Sega always seems to have its own. Sonic always seems to have its own line at Sega.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They're like.
It wasn't even that long of a line.
Exactly. They always have their own line, but it's always really short.
We didn't even cross over there. So I'm sorry, Sonic fans. I mean, the real good Sonic game came out anyways. If you want to play Sonic, just play Sonic Mania Plus. So there you go.
That's harsh.
And then I think afterwards we went out for lunch. We saw some Fortnite cosplayers on the way out. This enforcer on the left here is basically Albert's reaction anytime I say Fortnite. Would you agree? No.
He is thoroughly unimpressed.
Very
with his partner.
unimpressed. Very unimpressed.
Just move on.
Do you like this guy dabbing here?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I do. I'm surprised
The tomato costume's pretty good.
I don't remember who this was.
Some sort of Spartan.
Yeah. And then we headed out for some lunch. We ran to Monster Hunter truck.
Yeah.
It
sounds like you're like we ran into it.
Yeah, we ran into it. I don't know how. Fandom was having a nice collaboration with Monster Hunter food truck just for today. 3 different locations near the PAX area. Unfortunately, the line was this long.
And there's a pretty good explanation for why, because they got the bright idea of offering free food.
Yeah. I don't have a picture of a
I
menu.
mean, you say bright like it's like a bad thing, but like I'm fine with it being free. I think it's cool.
I don't think he meant it in sarcasm.
Oh, I thought you meant like, wow, why would they do it with the bright idea? An actual bright idea.
It was pretty interesting. It's because Monhunt did not have a presence on the showroom floor.
Nope, they weren't even showing Generations.
That is.
Yeah.
No, it's at the Nintendo booth.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't.
Generations, I think.
Generations would be there if it was.
Yeah, it is
for the Switch stuff.
I think it is there on the Switch.
Makes sense
It
because
just came out on Switch, so
this I believe this food truck was for Generations.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
it just there's not that many there,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Nintendo booth has like actually a lot of games in the Nintendo booth. They have Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, Monster Hunter, a bunch
Pokemon
of
what?
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
I was just waiting for Alex to yell it out. And then we grabbed some lunch. There's the crew. And then we came back to some... I don't even have pictures of lunch. But we came back to Sega Atlas's panel about localizing games for a Western audience. That was pretty enlightening. Right? Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, the one thing I liked was talking about kind of their way of dealing with the UI, and when they switch from like kanji to English words, how they have to go through some struggle sometimes to make the words actually fit in the existing UI, or even have to basically tell the dev, hey, we need to shift this UI so it actually fits in there.
I thought it was cool. It's pretty much just like, hey, when the fans this panel was literally when the fans say, why don't you bring this game from Japan to the West? It's like, it's a lot of work to bring a game over. A lot more than you just think of. You just have the voice line, or all the text, you just need to translate. That's all you need to do. They're like, no, it's a lot more, especially if you want voice acting, and especially with UI elements and things like that. It's not an easy process to bring a game over from the West, or from Japan to the West.
Yeah, I think a cool point that they touched was like translating versus localizing.
Right, you don't want to give a literal translation because oftentimes it will make 0 sense when it's actually directly translated. Just due to the puns and things will just completely not make sense.
Yeah, I thought it was a great panel. They touched Yakuza a lot.
Yeah.
They went over all the different things each game in the series had, like how many, what would they call it, JPC? Japanese characters? Yakuza 5, I believe, had like 2.3 million, something ridiculous. So, yeah, it was very interesting to go through the process, and, you know, after we talked to our good friend John from Atlas, and even he was suggesting that you replay Valkyria Chronicles 4 in the English version.
Yeah, he said it would feel a bit different, so, you know, maybe I'll check it out.
It's got voice acting. Hey, they also showed a character that was canceled originally.
Oh,
yeah.
the edgy...
That was interesting, yeah. His name was really weird. It was like Loot Windus or something.
Loot Windus.
Which somehow transformed into the final character, Claude Wallace, so...
Is Loot Windus related to Mace Windu?
Maybe.
Distant cousins.
Mhm.
Distant cousins.
I think
That's
this
me.
is at Starbucks.
What am
Yeah.
I doing?
Yeah, that's me enjoying a Starbucks.
Yeah. And then
I like that
think,
face.
I think at this time, this was roughly when we had the big appointment of the day.
This was right before.
This is right before
Mhm.
we were
We're
making
heading
our
back.
way. We're heading back. A lot of photos. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this happening right
Stop
here.
motion.
Damn, it's almost like a video.
We headed over to the Valve booth to check out their newest game first game in like 5 years.
7
Mhm.
years.
7
If
years.
you don't include Dota, well, I guess you have to.
We have
Yeah,
to
you
include
have to.
Dota.
Come on, it's based off of Dota. Someone be like,
But I mean, if I think of like Portal as like the last game Valve like made,
mm-hmm.
Portal 2. I mean, that came out in 2011. Dota's like what 2013, 14, whatever. So yeah,
Yes.
13, 5 years. Okay.
5 years. So
That's a long
we
time.
got to play Artifact. How about we start off with brief thoughts first from Albert, then
Alright.
Alex.
Mhm.
I'll just say right now, I'm like passing out almost, so
Uh-huh.
I'm not very energetic. But, so as someone who's played a lot of Hearthstone, someone who has a lot of experience in collectible card games, like Yu-Gi-Oh, not as much Yu-Gi-Oh, more Magic the Gathering, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, some Pokemon TCG. It's the most similar to Magic, but it's also very, very different. There's like, and the similarities I would say is there's HP and attack, there's colors, spells, heroes have colors, so there's white, blue, black, green, red, and heroes are all assigned a certain color, and in every board you can only play cards if you have a hero on a board, so there's 3 boards, and you can only play a color card if you have a hero of that color.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you want to be able to unleash blue and black spells, I had a blue and black deck, you need both a blue and a black hero in it. So, like, Necrophos is a black hero, Zeus is a blue hero, I had a Witch Doctor who's a blue hero, things like that. And it's very Magic the Gathering. So, Hearthstone is a game where you have your turn, your opponent has their turn. When they're having their turn, they don't do anything. Like, you can't interact in any way. This game is like Magic the Gathering, where every time your opponent plays a card, the game stops and gives you a chance to play a card in return. Like as like in Magic, it would be like an instant. It's
Mhm.
where you essentially there's like a stack of how cards like resolve on top of each other. So every time they do something, the coin like to end your turn, there's like a coin on the board.
Yep.
Your coin flips back over to like, do you want to do something? And then you're like, nope, I don't want to do anything. And it essentially keeps happening over and over and over. And I don't know, there's a lot of strategy in this game, but I'm going to let Alex talk in a bit and hear what he has to think. But I think there's a little too much randomness in the game right now. There's a lot of randomness. And by that, and there's 2 big things of randomness. So there's it's kind of like Magic the Gathering or any TCG, like Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever. Every board, you play your minions and your heroes on one side, and they have their minions on the heroes on one side. But you don't get to choose what attacks what in Artifact. The game decides for you. So there's a 50% chance that the 2 cards that are opposite of each other will attack each other. There's a 25% chance that it'll attack the card to the left of it. So imagine there's like 3 cards on one side and there's 1 card on this side, so there's 25% chance it'll go left, and then 25% chance it'll go right. So that's already a lot of RNG in terms of, like one case, I had my hero in the middle between 2 creeps, and they had 6 HP, and he had a hero on the other side that had 6 attack, and as soon as I started the game, my hero's on the left. He got the 25% chance and started attacking my hero that would have died unless I did something. So it was just kind of bad RNG. I had to do something that made me waste resources just because I hit a 25% chance. And then the other thing that's kind of RNG is every new turn, you get 2 creeps that spawn randomly across the 3 boards.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really need help on one board because it's falling apart in shambles, and your creeps just go to some other board, it's like, well,
Do you think it's too much RNG?
I think it's a little too much. I mean, I didn't play it enough. There's obviously a lot of skill still in it. But I feel like RNG is a large influence. I mean, you're already building on top of the RNG of all card games, which is draw, which is completely RNG.
Yep.
And then there's another thing where there's a shop, and one of the columns of the shop is cards that are in your deck. So you get to choose 9 items to put in your deck that will show up in the shop, and the order in which those items come, I didn't clarify, but I'm pretty sure it's just random on what order they come in. They're from what you put in your deck, so you can control it that way. Yeah, the order in which you might want to buy them is completely random. So, yeah, there's a lot of RNG, which I hope they tone down a little bit on, but I think it still has a lot of strategic depth. A lot of strategic depth to it.
Yeah, so as someone who played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day, I've never touched Hearthstone at all, or Magic the Gathering. The basics of the game were fairly easy to pick up. The laning concept, where you have the 3 boards, and you're basically trying to figure out what the hell you're even doing on each board, each turn. That was hard to grasp a lot of the time, hard to keep track of what was even happening on each board. There is a way to tap out and you can see all 3 boards. But, I don't know. It was fairly easy to figure out, I think. But, I think when I played I had a green and black deck. Yeah, because I had a Phantom Assassin and some...
What color is she?
Black.
Oh, you had a green and black, sorry. I think you said green and red.
But yeah, my deck was pretty interesting. It was built around actually just amassing mass amounts of gold to use the real hero units. Like I can't remember exactly what it's called. It was like Raintel's Caravan, and essentially, it gets X number of attack based on half of your current gold. So if you just don't spend any gold, you will amass a lot of attack on this unit. I think by the end I had about 35 attack on my caravans. And they were just wrecking balls at that point. They could just tear through anything. And to help do that, I had 2 other cards that called Payday, which doubles your current gold amount. So my strategy was just not buy items and just make these caravans as strong as possible. And then, of course, my Phantom Assassin had a good ability, synergy, black magic card called Coup de Grace, which is, of course, a reference to her ultimate, and basically just lets you kill 1 unit by just discarding 1 card in your hand. And that was it. That's all you need to do.
You can kill heroes, right?
Oh yeah, kills anyone you choose.
And you get 5 gold.
Yeah.
It's like you just get 5 gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just kill them. It was fantastic. I just removed Zeus off the face of the earth.
Hey, Branch Breaker, thanks for joining us. Anything else?
Overall, other than I'm Artifact Champion, I demolished my opponent, my real player opponent.
I think you should have played 1 more, because supposedly if you win 3, you get to play on stage.
If you win 3, you get to play
So,
on
I
stage.
mean, we could have spent another 2 hours there if we really wanted to.
That was something I did note, is that these games take actually a really long time to play, compared to like Hearthstone or Shadowverse.
They're like
style game.
20-minute matches, and that's a fast match, I would say.
Each turn, you're essentially given like 30 plus seconds to make a decision on what you're even going to play.
And I noticed at the beginning, you have 5 minutes at the beginning of the game. It's essentially if you play chess, your clock counts down. If you run out of time, you lose. But as you make moves, you gain time. So later in the game, you might have a clock bank, I guess is what I'm call it, of upwards of over 10 minutes. So just you can think 10 minutes on a turn. I mean, you don't want to waste all 10 minutes because then your future turns after that you won't have any time. But if you really need it, you have 10 minutes.
Yep.
So, I mean, these games can last a long time as opposed to Hearthstone, which has a 90-second timer per turn. So, yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of depth in this game. We didn't even talk about how heroes have abilities that go on cooldowns, things like that. Board position, board laning, like how the first board goes, and that's the board you want to take control of. There's a lot of depth in this game, which is good because I think Hearthstone is a fun game, but it strategically can get. I mean, it's great to make really fun decks, but strategically, it's very bare bones.
But at the same time, so I was spectating this entire time. Like, I didn't play the game, and I found it very hard to follow along with what was happening. Like, the screen would keep changing all the time, and I had no idea what the cards were doing. I had no idea how the items were working.
Yeah. I feel without commentary, like from shoutcasters or something, this game will be impossible to follow if you don't know what the rules of the game actually are.
It's probably the hardest card game to ever understand.
Just from a casual
perspective.
If you're just coming in saying, I want to watch an esport, Artifact is impossible to watch.
I mean, obviously, you could extend this to other games like League of Legends and Dota, but those things are like, you know what's going on. Like, oh, he's doing damage to him, right? Oh, he did cast some spell. This is like, why is the board moving?
It's like,
you can kind of see in the background here, there's like 3 instances of Hearthstone in the background, basically.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to keep track of, like, because like the hand also gets very big. I remember at one point you were like scrolling
you can
through
scroll
cards.
through your hand. I don't know if there's a maximum hand size. Did you ever figure it out?
I never reached it.
I had at least 12 or 13 cards in my hand at one point, and it's like balancing resource. It's very interesting because every board has its own. So it's kind of like Hearthstone. You start with 3 mana, and every turn you get more mana, but you get the same amount of mana per board. So if you only have if you're stockpiling on one board, you only have, let's say it's turn 3. You have 3 or 6 mana because you get 3 plus 3. But if you have heroes on every board, you can use 6 mana on the first board, 6 mana on the second board, 6 mana on the third board. So you can 18. It's like all about maximizing the amount of resources you can spend, while not spreading yourself too thin. But also strategically, you only need to win 2 of the 3 boards essentially. Is like the main strategy. So it's very interesting how to play it.
Branchbreaker asks, is it harder than watching Overwatch? I can try to answer that because I was watching today. I would say
Pro Overwatch? Let's say like Pro Overwatch.
Pro Overwatch, I think it's actually slightly harder just because Overwatch, you can kind of see the strategy being planned and executed in a very short amount of time. Like, maps take, 5 minutes max, 6 minutes max. But, like Albert was saying, in Artifact, since the timer, you keep getting time, and you don't really know what the player's thinking, it's very hard to understand what is happening in each of the lanes and what the strategy is that the players are going for. And because things are just changing all the time, and, as a spectator, yes, they can swap through, but it's very difficult to get a high-level picture of what's going on. And since it's a little bit more slower pace, I think it's harder than Pro Overwatch.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also the, like, FPS versus card game dynamic, where when I first saw, what is it called?
Fortnite?
No, the card game Shadowverse?
Shadowverse?
Is that what it's called?
The anime one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadowverse.
Shadowverse. I'm like, what's happening? There's like transformations going on,
right?
And I don't know. But I mean, I could show my grandpa a game of like Counter-Strike or Overwatch. And it's, this guy killed that guy. Like, you don't even know what the skills did. He threw a bomb and he blew up, or like, oh, there's a black hole. What's going on? Okay, he died. Whatever.
Yeah.
Card games, it's like there's animations going off. There's like attacks there's like spells being cast. You're like, what's?
Yeah, because the confusing thing is, for most of the spells, you can actually cast them on any lane, no matter what lane you're currently focusing on. So you could damage a unit that's not even in the lane you're attacking this turn.
And there's a lot to keep track of. There's things like enchantments that you can cast. So there's a spell called Conflagration.
Conflagration, yes.
That stays on one board and will always do 2 damage to the enemy's minions at the beginning of every turn on that board. So it's like, it's very interesting because it's, do I want to just abandon focus on that board? That's like, you could give that to Val right there.
Yeah.
And they would.
I'll email Doug.
Yeah. We had a great time. Anyways, so there's a lot of deep strategy involved and a lot of elements. Is there another question? Or
No.
No, keep on.
Okay.
I'll cover it.
And then, a lot of just elements going on. The one thing I found that was a little janky was the animations.
Really?
in
I
what
thought the
terms?
animations looked perfectly fine.
Thunder God's Wrath. When I cast that spell and it
was
like when you cast it, it makes sense because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
But when you're just sitting there waiting for your penance turn and it starts like woo, and the animation starts happening and like it goes to like this cutscene view and you're like, okay, I'm getting Thunder God's Wrath right now. But if that's never happened to you, it's like in Hearthstone it would just be like literally the shaman has a lightning storm spell and it just goes shh, and then your cards take damage. But this one is like shoot, go into a cutscene and it's like, what's happening? Did I lose the game? What is going on here?
You haven't seen Proto Bahamut in Shadowverse then,
Oh.
where he just like explodes onto the stage.
Did you have any like crazy animations for your decks?
No. Coup de Grace didn't have a very flashy animation.
Okay.
It just basically showed a slash through the card.
Okay.
A blue slash.
Did it like go to a cutscene looking thing or
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think it's
And
kinda
then the
cool.
card just like falls apart.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah, Thunder God's Wrath, it like puts the camera down toward the board and it kind of
Okay.
pans over and then
Yeah.
it goes like
It's like the old Raigeki from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sure.
Card games
Sure.
from like GBA time frame.
all I can tell is it has a very interesting premise and they have some polish work and a lot of I know Valve is going to be tweaking this game a lot. Like if the beta comes out, it's releasing in November, which is crazy, but I feel like there's still so much polishing and tweaking that around the mechanics.
Yeah, I'm
and
curious to see just
presentation.
how many more cards will get released, because I can see a potential large amount of card effects where it's going to be really hard to learn this game
Yeah.
and actually step into to be competitive at any kind of level.
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting because I don't think every hero. Maybe I just didn't draw it, but I had Zeus on my team, so I had Thunder God's Wrath. But I felt like there wasn't, like my other heroes on my team didn't really have any crazy ulti animation things. Like
Yeah, I think they were built purposely that way.
Yeah, there could be. Yeah, like I had Necrophos on my team, but I never got like a.
Well, actually, I guess that's not true, because I also had Hand of God for Shen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, which would fully heal your units on that lane, and they were invincible for that turn.
Oh, that's.
So it was a huge game
That's
feature.
a huge.
Yeah.
How much mana did that cost?
I think that was a 7 mana spell.
Okay, so okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it was insane. I don't think, I don't remember Lycan or ever drawing Lycans, and that's kind of what you were talking about, where you're just kind of relying on the draw RNG. I guess I never really got anything that let you mill your deck, like any
No.
or really draw more cards.
I-
I had one card, or one shop ability where I could buy like an elixir to draw a card,
Mhm.
but that was about it.
This game is very interesting because it's with the shop. I think is a very unique mechanic
Mhm.
in that
Mhm.
normal card games are all about card advantage, right?
Yep.
Just the pure ability to draw
Right.
cards.
Having more cards to use than your opponent.
Exactly. But the shop adds a completely new mechanic to be able to add cards to your deck. And it's not really even like a win more. Like you can build a deck on gaining gold, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
completely different than.
Mhm.
And that gold will get you card advantage, not from cards in your deck, but from cards from the shop, which is completely different.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
I can see this becoming a pretty
I can see
big
Valve
game.
investing in this game very
Mhm.
heavily.
Yeah. And just because it kind of overlaps with Dota 2 a lot,
Yeah.
I can see this kind of going for a long time.
Yeah. I'm very interested to keep playing this game.
Although I'm curious to see how they'll intertwine. If we'll see some of these artifact heroes and units that they're showing
Yeah.
maybe become heroes in Dota.
Mm.
So
Yeah, we didn't bring that up, but there are.
I tried to get my guy who's giving me the kind of a tutorial run of what the basic controls of the game are.
Mhm.
Spill some beans, but he wasn't budging. He was ready
He was
for
tight-lipped.
it. You know,
Gabe told him. Gabe was like, if you say anything,
I'm taking away your beta key.
he's like, yeah, a lot of things look pretty similar to Dota, but you know, this is a completely new experience, so
there you go.
I can't give you any new news. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we wrapped it up with a couple beta keys. They gave us some nice signed posters. And I
Everyone
believe
got
we ended up with this.
Oh, that's
My Meepo's
perfect.
great.
Albert.
That's actually pretty good Meepo.
Yeah, this is great.
I should put that on Facebook.
That should be your new profile picture.
I should. This one's not as good. The original was
Yeah.
the better one.
Uh,
Especially the other one's weird.
What is his face?
I told you, you look like you wanted to kill yourself. No, go back to mine. This one's weird because you can see my legs.
Alex is even laughing on the side over there. But yeah, that was Artifact. I think this is one of the kind of the games we had the most hype for. At least you did. We talked about it during
this was one of my
10.
must plays, and I'm very intrigued.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed this game a lot more than I thought I would. I'm not just saying that because I won.
I mean, if you lost,
Kinda.
I lost both my games and I still liked it.
But no, like I said, being a Yu-Gi-Oh boy, this made me a lot more interested.
Yu-Gi boy.
Yeah, a Yu-Gi boy. I'm interested a lot more in this kind of Hearthstone style game.
Awesome. So I think that was basically the biggest point. We kind of went back. I want to get my hands on a couple of indie games, play some games because I didn't play any games up until this point. I was just recording all the time, so I got to check out Spin Rhythm, a rhythm game where you have to use a DJ controller. It has this like ring of colors that you rotate around. It's hard to see on the screen over there. But basically, kind of it's like a good weird mix between, I would say, a Beatmania, where you don't have to press the beat, you just kind of rotate the things around. Albert and I checked out the Golf. This is probably the meanest game we've seen. There's some golfing portions. You play as a golf ball sometimes. You play as a house sometimes. You play as a cat.
Wait, a house?
A house. This I don't know if you can see this, but if I zoom in
I'm
here,
trying to find a picture of you playing. I don't know how well this is going. It's gonna focus really badly.
you're a house.
That's a house.
That's a house.
Let's see if I can.
Wait, are you putting up Spin Doctor or Spin Rhythm or whatever?
Oh, that's way too close.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Wow.
that's fine. Lot of different other games. What else did we play? Just keep zooming in for some reason. Whoops. Albert played this game called Valfaris.
It's difficult.
He got wrecked.
What was that start with all the bombers coming through? I was like, how are you supposed to dodge all these?
Is this like a Metal Slug kind of game?
It's like a Contra.
It's a Contra mixed
Contra.
with like crazy difficult. It's really hard. The hardest part about it was, and I don't know if this is. I haven't played Contra in a long time. Is you can't. So the left stick is for aiming and moving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an omnidirectional shooter, so you can't like angle where you want to shoot exactly. So there's guys flying above like bombers, and you want to shoot them, so you tap this way to shoot them. But your guys are running forward too.
Yeah, okay.
So you can kind of only get like one shot off at a time, and there's just like constant just bombers flying over you, like dropping bombs on me, and they do like 20% of your HP, and it's difficult.
The Dark Souls of Contra shooters.
It was pretty difficult. Like we just kind of had to leave because we were taking way too long.
I felt a little bad.
But they did give us a Steam key for their first game for free.
Oh,
So
sweet.
it's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
they're giving that to everyone. So
Yeah.
not just
And not just us, everyone. I am saying it because if you want to go check it out, you should go check it
Yeah, go check it out.
out. Yeah, that was Valfaris.
The graphic style was really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And the sword murders people. That was an interesting game.
I don't remember the name of this
It
game.
was like something blood.
Bad Blood.
Bad, something like that.
I didn't take a video because I was playing, but it was a very like Albert called it Hotline Miami style.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Set in kind of like the that's not an era, but you play as kind of a lumberjack, I guess. No, I don't remember who you played
What the
as.
heck it was, dude.
This person right back here.
Yeah.
With the beard.
Yeah.
Almost like a Viking, I would
Yeah.
say.
Almost.
But you could just kill people with a carrot.
Yeah.
The world was it's kind of a top-down view. There's a lot of items strewn across, and you pick one up, and each item has a different number of uses before it breaks. And these are things ranging from carrots, like I said, swords, shotguns, wheel of a wheelbarrow, a vase,
A vase.
a vase, as I say. Lot of fun.
That was a cannon thing that you.
Oh yeah, you can also use a rocket ship to go up in the air and like
I don't
Goomba
know
stomp
if it's a
people.
rocket ship. It's just like,
a rocket,
A cannon.
IBDM, or what?
ICBM. IBDM.
IBDM.
They're common.
I got something else on my mind. But yeah, it was one hit death, but one hit kills.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very Hotline Miami. Like.
Very Hotline Miami. A lot of fun. Keep an eye out on this one.
You beat the dev high score too.
We also ran to the Oasis, Ready Player One.
Oh.
Mhm.
We found the Easter egg. The Oasis is now closed
okay.
because somebody found the Easter egg and they
Yeah.
shut it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? Where did you take that picture? What was that?
Oh god.
What was that?
As I was taking the picture, I was like, I'm gonna surprise Albert.
Yeah.
What was that?
Surprise.
Thank you guys.
This is Jeff
Jeff
Bezos' glass balls. We went
That's
out
bar.
That's
Bar.
Gold bar.
COF
See it cough.
cough fee.
When you cough, you have to pay a fee.
But yeah, we grabbed some lunch, got some curry katsu curry.
Whatever you want to call it, man.
Fantastic dinner, and then we came back for our tradition that we started last year, which is on the second day of PAX. They have this music trivia night,
Video game music. True.
video game music trivia night, and it's usually packed with a lot of shenanigans, I would say.
It's a candy panda.
There's a candy panda. Candy panda. Candy
Did
panda.
you get a front?
Candy panda.
Oh my
That is the perfect picture of
Yeah.
candy panda.
He is always in motion.
He just yells about as loud as you can. He's a very well-built man
Yeah.
who is wearing a skin-tight panda suit,
And he's very sweaty.
and he's very sweaty, and he yells loudly.
like the room shakes.
Yeah, and he gives candy. If you're right,
And if you're wrong,
you're just wrong.
you're
Yeah,
you're
you
wrong.
just
As long as you're not those guys on the stage that we're very not good at it.
Yeah, so every round they bring up 3 people, and then they pick a category. Maybe it's like 5 or 6 songs per
You gotta
category.
watch out. If we advertise this, we're gonna get there next year, and it's gonna be full.
You know, it's okay. Actually, I kind of want to participate this year, but
See.
it was a lot of fun. I would say the questions were a lot harder than last year.
Yeah, there were a lot more obscure games picked out.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a whole category that was called Games That Are Older Than I Am. By the way, I'm 29. So, you can imagine the kinds of games that were chosen for that.
They actually weren't that bad.
I actually got the most songs out
Yeah.
of that category.
Yeah,
There were a
they
few
were
of them
all
were
classics.
fairly
Yeah.
easy. There was one Amiga game. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah, there were some weird.
Savage.
Savage. That's
yeah.
the one that you got to keep
Mhm.
the hat for.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Kind of wrapped up our day, and now we're here, super tired.
Mm-hmm.
Got a prep for day 3. We got a lot in store. I'm gonna be checking out more indie games. Albert's got a nice appointment with Sega again. Check out Total War.
Three Kingdoms.
3 Kingdoms. Lubu.
I saw some other devs at the Goose Game.
Yep.
They were just watching.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Getting ideas for DLC.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
The Goose General.
Total War Goose.
Unnamed Chinese Goose General.
And what about you, Alex? What do you want to do tomorrow?
I think I'm going to wander around the Devolver booth, maybe get in on Metal Wolf Chaos XD.
Mm.
Can you play Biomutant?
I can probably get in for that, yeah.
You should play Biomutant.
I should.
I'm gonna play
That's around
Torchlight
that.
Frontiers, so if any of you like Torchlight, I'm gonna try to. I need to find where in the Perfect World booth even the lineup is.
Hell, I'll probably try and get in line for Darksiders 3 as well. That one looked pretty interesting. I like that.
Katarina clone.
I like that action brawler kind of style combat, so should be pretty fun for me.
Yeah. So one more day. We're not going on Monday, but we'll be here at some point in time in the evening. We haven't
Yeah.
really figured it out, but we'll be here. If you haven't caught up on our day 1 impressions, please check that out in our YouTube channel. And you're gonna hate me. Please hit subscribe, follow,
Smash that like
smash
button.
that like button, drop out of the party bus, whatever you want to do.
Just don't even land. Just
Don't
drop
even
out.
just
drop out of it.
I should not say that on stream. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching us. I have been Tristan Jung,
I'm sleepy.
joined by Albert Corsten,
I'm sleepy.
Alex Nestor,
Goodbye, everyone.
Viewport Gaming. We're at Viewport Gaming on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can check out all of our coverage on viewportgaming.com. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.